Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, I want to work on client-side image downsampling in Wasm in the browser. Context here is I'm working on this, little web app whose goal is to, track food that I have, right? And one of the things that we might do in here is we might have multiple types of bread, right? And so maybe I'll have a loaf of the Wonder Bread from the store and a loaf of some other bread also from the store. And I don't really know what their names are, or I don't really want to think about it. But I can identify by picture pretty easily. It turns out that we look at a lot of pictures during the day. We probably millions of them if you like to have some frame rate in your eye. I don't know, man. So I think that I want picture of thing, right? But my phone, if I were to just take a photo on my phone and upload it, it would be mega big, way too big. I only need a fucking 600 by 600 image, probably even less, right? I just need which one is that? Is it blue? I like blue. Well, blue bread would be moldy as fuck, but maybe the packaging is blue or something, right? And I just want picture, see picture. This is kind of a stepping stone into some other stuff too. What I also want to do is client-side barcode decoding. So this is kind of a nice little excuse to get an image into Wasm land and play around with it. But yeah, so big picture, way too big. Before we upload to the server, I want to make it small. I will note that, if you Google how to resize an image in JavaScript, people will tell you to use a canvas. And it's that's reasonable, right? The canvas will the browser written in C++ will do some efficient downsampling. But I don't want to do that, okay? You can't make me. This is my stream. I can make whatever bad decisions I want. And so that's the plan. Try to get some sort of image downsampling. So plan of action is, we need to get a little Wasm Hello World up and running. We need to get the image data and get it into Wasm land. Implement a really stupid simple resize, and then we're done. So let's just kind of get moving and grooving and see what happens. So I guess let's get a second little window open for a little test page. So let's do a little copy paste of something into test HTML. Do a little test HTML. Read me, thanks for the tier 1, much appreciated. And I guess we're gonna be hello world, and let's go there and see what happens. Okay, boom, hello world, hello. So I guess we need to get Wasm in here somewhere, right? So presumably we need some JavaScript. Test.js, probably deferred. And then we need to edit that thing. Console log hello world. Cool. And so now if we go in here and we refresh, hopefully we see hello world, hype. We're running some JavaScript. Hello, hello, hello. Is that Australian accent hello? Kind of. Okay. So we need a Wasm file to load from JavaScript land. Presumably. Which you can do in Zig, I just don't really remember how. But it's okay, we'll figure it out. Let's do Wasm test Zig here, and we can just do pub function, export function probably. And let's just do a little quick little adder. So we'll take in 2 ints, A I32, B I32, and he's gonna return I32. And let's do a little return A plus B. That's a simple little hello world. We need to compile this thing. So presumably we need some sort of Wasm target to compile for, which I think it's parse target query. Or what is a target in this world? I remember there's a way to create one of these things. Resolved target from a query. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. And I'm gonna look at what we did for the ball machine. Here we did, oh, this is, deprecated. Cool. Use stood target query. Okay. But we did something that's like similar to this. So can we do something like stood target query? Parse. Yeah. No. Okay, Zig Wasm. Let's just see what someone else has done. Cause I don't wanna do this. Zig Wasm build Zig. Somebody must have done this recently. What year is this? Last year? Feels like maybe out of date, but we'll see. Here. Okay, this is what I want, huh? This is what I want. Wasm target, huge for us. And then I remember that there's some sort of like options you have to set on this shit. R dynamic sounds familiar. And maybe entry disabled, but we'll see. Wasm exe is create hello. I can't remember. Add executable. Okay, and we're gonna be like b path source Wasm test. Nice. Target is equal to Wasm target. Hype. And optimize is equal to this, whatever our optimize level is. Did you try Zig's self-hosted backend? I'm on the latest release, so I'll try it when it comes out. I'm kind of okay with that. You know, I'm okay with it. Okay. So if I build this, let's just see what happens. Root source file, not path. My bad. My bad. I can do master branch if I want. I just don't. It's not worth the effort for me. I'd rather just be on the latest release. Okay, so we need to set that there's entry, no entry, and then I think you need to specify R dynamic to get it to actually export the symbols if they're unused. I think. I don't really remember what R dynamic does, but I seem to remember this being like a big deal. And then there's like tools, Wasm, like dump Wasm to what, I think, is the tool to like see what the fuck it made. I think. That sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. So we should be able to see in here Wasm to what on Zig out bin Wasm test. So that is a really good sign. There's like stuff in here. Lots of stuff. And specifically, there's an exported function add, which is huge for us, which looks, you know, there's a lot of extra garbage in here, huh? But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. How big is that thing? 678K. But I assume that if we did like, if we set this to like release small, I bet you it's a lot more sane, right? I bet you that a lot of this is like lack of stripping and all that shit. So we could probably tune our build options to get a little better, but yeah, if we look at the Wasm to what of this guy now, look at that. That's way more sane, right? We have a function, add, whose function 0, and it's literally like get the first parameter, get the 0th parameter, and then add. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to debug mode though, because I don't give a fuck. But we could do it that way if we wanted. Yo, I'm back. What was your answer, XD? Yeah, I mean, it was just that, like, I don't run master, and I could, but I don't. I'm, like, okay with being a little behind. You know, I'm okay with it. Okay. So can we instantiate this WebAssembly module in our test.js? So we probably want to do, like, async function init so that we can do some async stuff. We do window on load is equal to init. And here we go. I missed like one stream and you're already adding WAVs to the food website. There was kind of like a 0 to 100. There was no lead up. So don't worry about it. Okay. WebAssembly instantiate streaming. This sounds right. How the fuck does this work? We should look it up. WebAssembly MDN. Let's like look for like a quick little example. Guides. Loading and running WebAssembly using the WebAssembly JavaScript API. This sounds like what I want. WebAssembly instantiate streaming with the result of fetch with an import object. Right. So import object is kind of like all the shit you want to inject into your WebAssembly module, if I remember correctly. But I think for right now we don't need anything, so we won't. So this is gonna be like, I guess our server needs to put this somewhere, huh? Yeah. So we kind of need this to go. We need like, we kind of need to like just make a custom endpoint for it. That's fine. That's fine. With no import object. And this guy is like, we have our Wasm obj equals this, and then we want to call into this guy. So we have like instance, exports, and the export function is add. So we want to do like add 1 and 2, and console log that thing. And we're hoping to get 3 out. So before we do that, we need to, you know, quickly just add a little getter for this thing. So what do we call it? We called it Wasm, test Wasm. And if we have a get of test Wasm, it's like a file system of zig out bin test Wasm or something, right? Something like that. Okay, so localhost 9990 test Wasm. He doesn't like that. Weird. I would think that works. I would think. Okay, so what's he complaining about for real? He's saying file not found. Is it because the file system stuff always prefixes it with like res? It might. It might. Let's see, what are we doing here? Yeah, because we're like doing relative to the resourcer. Fine. We'll do it like this. Just copy paste whatever the fuck we were doing there and use std fs current working directory. And then not think about it. Because this is not what we're trying to accomplish today. This is just a hack. We're fucking hacking. Okay, let's try that. Come on, just give me the fucking Wasm, please. File not found? Are you kidding me? Why? Can we log this thing? Std debug print Wasm time with this. Please, God. This is not the interesting part of today. Just get it out of my way. So he does say Wasm with zig out bin test Wasm. Is that the wrong file? Yeah. That would do it, huh? Wasm test. Fine. Fine. If you want to be like that, if you want to be like that, I'll fucking put the right file in. Okay. So now that does exist, but he's still fucking falling over? Did I do something wrong here? Current working directory, read file. Yeah. Yeah, there's no like URL parsing to do. I see. We were doing some like intentional stripping and stuff. Okay, cool. So we can get the file now. We can get the file now, which is hype. So now if we go back to our little JavaScript land, test.js, not JSON, thank you. This guy should do something. Okay. Response has unsupported MIME type, expected application Wasm. Fine. Are you serious? We need the right fucking MIME type? uh, fine. Fine. If you want to be like that, we'll fucking do it. We'll fucking do it. That's what you need from me. There we go. 3. So huge. So huge. So we got number 3 right here. So what are we going to do now? We need to, I guess, get some image data into this thing. Right? So Wasm memory model is kind of, there's like 2 models. One is that like the browser in JavaScript, you like allocate a hunk of memory and you feed that to the executable. The other option is that like Zig will generate some WebAssembly instructions that will ask the browser to give it some memory. And that's the world that like the default Zig executable lives in. There's like this like instruction that you can emit that's like, hey, I need some memory. And then like the allocators kind of like call that instruction if they need to. And then that is exposed as an export. So if we are trying to like feed data into this thing, we need to like look at that chunk of memory and put like somehow parse the uploaded file and then put it in there. So let's do that. I think what makes sense is to maybe like lazily load this thing. It really depends on like what the file API is. I guess what we can do is we can do an async function upload file, and this is going to take in like data probably, as well as a, I think it's like this, as well as a size. Okay. And what? Wait, what? Why is it mad? Is this not the syntax for a pointer? Am I fucking high? I thought that this was the syntax for multi-element pointer. Am I? Oh, I'm in fucking JavaScript. I'm a dumbass. Dude, my brain just was not parsing. Okay, so let's do something that's like set file content, and we'll take in a data and a size, and we will return nothing. And then what we'll do is we'll probably have like some sort of like global buffer that we use, that we'll just replace the contents of. So can we do something like this? Global like content buff is, you know, U8 slice, U8 slice of this by default, right? And what we'll do is we'll say like, if content buff len is less than size, we can free it. And replace it with a new one. Yeah. Yeah. Alec, size. Okay. And then can we just do like Alec is we need the standard library. So we stood heap Wasm allocator, I guess. On both of these guys. And if this fails, we just freak the fuck out, I guess. And then content buff is equal to this. Okay. Then we just do like a mem copy from data 0 to size into the content buff, right? This is actually probably the wrong way to do this. This is wrong, because this means that like this pointer needs to exist in WebAssembly memory, in which case the data's already in WebAssembly memory, so what the fuck are we doing, right? This should be set content size, like this, and then we should copy the data in from JavaScript land. That makes more sense. So what we should do is we should have like a uh get content buff, and this is going to return a pointer, and this is just going to return content buff pointer. So I think the workflow here is we ensure that there's enough room for the file that we want to upload. Then we put it in here, and then let's do like, you know, I don't know. I guess having some sort of like print mechanism is ideal so that we can like print something about it. So I think to do that, you do like export function or extern function print. And this thing is going to take a like data and len, and we need to set up some JavaScript to print this stuff for us. Right? So let's do a little this is going to be like, let me think for a second. I want a function that will like format data and try to print it like that. So I think that we can just do something a little simple, like have print internal or something, whatever, that's going to take in like a format and args, right? And this guy's going to be like, I'm going to have like a buffer here, just like a 4K buffer. And we're going to do a buff print into this thing. So we're going to be like, get into that bad boy with these args. And we'll say like, slice is this. And if this fails, we'll just return like the whole buffer. And then we'll try to print this thing. Okay. Cool. So can we do like print internal, just like the result of the ad, and see what we get? That'd be kind of sick. He's mad because he probably needs to try. And then, oh no, it's a catch here. That's why. Catch buff. Okay. Then this thing actually should never error. So we go like this. And then we should be chilling. Okay, so that compiles, supposedly, if we did everything right. And when we refresh this thing, he says, import object does not have env. So we need to, in JavaScript, like inject a print function. So we go, oh my god, I'm gonna freak out about loading test JSON over and over again. So here we need like env, and I guess we'll just like kind of continue down this thing until it stops complaining at us. So print is not a function. So here I assume that we do like print, right? And then takes in a, you know, pointer and a len, right? So we're gonna have to do something with this. Console log pointer len. Let's just see like what comes out of that thing. Okay, so that's good. So we got a pointer into WebAssembly memory and a length of a string. And so we just need to do something with that. So I think what I usually do here is I make like a global Wasm object. That's null by default. Then here we assign it like this. And then when we call print, we can like look at that thing. So we can look at, this thing is, WebAssembly or something, or maybe it'll figure it out for us. Let's see. No. I guess we can do like if Wasm object equals null return, just to get like the language server understanding what's going on. If I just do this, do I get instance? What is this thing? What does this return? WebAssembly instantiated source. Yeah, here we go. So we have this exports of memory, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we have a memory chunk, And so there's a way for us to like extract information from that memory. I just don't remember what it is. Maybe a buffer? That sounds familiar. Yeah, okay. So we can like look at this buffer and find the pointer in it. So I think it's like UTF-8, no. uint8 array from this, I think. And then we should be able to like slice this thing from pointer to pointer plus line or something. Returns a section of the array. So from the start to the end, yes. And so then we should be able to do something like make a text decoder. And turn this into something. What does this take in? Input. So, like, this, I think. I'm not 100% sure on this. I might be, like, doing some unnecessary copies and stuff, but I think this is right. Let's just see what that does. Oh, let's fucking go, dude. We guessed right. We might be doing something, like, blatantly inefficient there. There might be some, like, copies there that I'm not seeing. But at the very least, we have the ability to print from Zigland now, which is hype. I'm not really too worried about if that's, like, super wrong right now. So I would love to do is I would love to print like the content buffer like maybe do something like buff ready or something, right? So we're gonna like set the content size from JavaScript land. We're gonna put the content in there, and then we're gonna be like buff ready. Like do your thing. Do your fucking thing, right? And so here, let's just for now print this thing. So can we just like print internal some string, which is the content at content buff. You know what I mean? That seems kind of reasonable. Which means that we can like kind of test the interfacing with memory. Okay. So we're gonna be like Wasm obj instance exports set content size to 50. Okay. Then we're gonna get the content buff. So we go, hey, will you have some memory for me? Please get it. And then, is this happy hour with full focus of the day? Probably full focus. This seems very YouTubeable. But I think that we might transition into like a post this happy hour, depending on how quick this goes. We'll see. / how I'm feeling. Okay. So then we need to like put stuff in here. So this is where we have to like actually confirm what this like uint8 array does. Right? Can we just like construct a uint8 array and put stuff in there? You know what I mean? So if we use the buffer constructor, dude, hello? C typed array. That's, I don't think what I want, because that would be this one, right? From an array buffer. Like, where does it tell me what it does? Am I fucking high? Like, okay, buffers, there are array buffers and shared array buffers. Both are low-level representations of memory span. They have array in their names, but they don't have much to do with arrays. Cool, that's sick. Love that. You cannot read or write them directly. Instead, buffers are generic objects that contain raw data. So then, oh, copy is slices copies. That's not good. Views. So typed array views. Uint8 array is a view into a thing. Okay. Subarray creates a new typed array that references the same buffer. So we probably should have done like here, this slice should have been like subarray, probably. Probably. So let's like make sure that does the same thing, because that's kind of more analogous to what we're going to be wanting to do later. So here we're going to be like, this is a content buff pointer, and we're going to want like the content buff as a uint data array, right? So we're going to be like, content buff is going to be, we're going to get the memory out of this guy. Memory buffer, and we're gonna like, it's probably like this, right? And then we have like content buff is Wasm memory sub array from content buff pointer to content buff pointer plus the length, right? So here we have len is 50, and we've set that here. And then can we put like, can we do like a text encode maybe? So let's like take some, can we do like encoder encode into hello world into content buff? Then call wasm obj instance exports buff ready. I think that's what we called it. Subarray is not a function. Yeah, true. Can I just like directly construct this uint data array using some slice of the buffer? Buffer byte offset length. Yeah, surely, right? So surely we should be able to go like content buff pointer len like this. Just directly. Okay, so that's good. That's good. We do see the hello world make it in and out of Wasm land. So that's super big. Super big for us. These are probably all of the like Zig standard like 0xAA default allocation. But this is looking pretty good. Yeah, so this we can actually do here as well. Pointer plus len. Then we can just use array directly here. Out of bounds, uint 8 array. Whoa. Oh, because this should be len here, not pointer plus len. Nice. Okay, cool. I think we understand. So now the next thing is to get like image data into this thing. So we'll call that last section interface with Wasm memory. And then we'll do what do we call it? Get image data. So I don't really know how the fuck this works. I think you do like file upload input hit, like an input for file, and then just like upload the file data directly. I think that's usually how like image upload works. So that means that like we have two options here. One is trying to use browser APIs to like extract the pixel buffer. What you would do there probably is use like an HTML canvas, load it with image data, and then read it back. But if we're gonna do that, like we're trying to dodge the canvas. We're intentionally not using the canvas. So probably the other option here is like giving it PNG data and then asking STB image or something to decode it. As long as we can get STB image into WebAssembly land, that should be fine. So that's probably the first thing to try there. You know, STB image is like just like a raw C implementation of reading images. That's like a nice little, you can just like copy paste it into your project, which we love around here sometimes. And then I assume we can override things to the point where we don't need like libc or anything. I'm pretty sure that's possible, but we should double check that. Okay, so let's do how do we do this in Zigland usually? It's like we do like a add C source file, and his file is bpath stb image.c. We usually do this because it's the Zig C parser is like, in my experience in the past, hasn't been good enough to like compile full on stb image. So let's do this. And then we do stb image.c, and this guy just includes stb image.h. Can you do like this? I think this is fine. And then we define, hold on. It tells you how. Define the implementation here. Okay. And then we have to do like wasm exe add include path to be path root. And then we should be able to, in our wasm test, do like stb image is a C import with C include stb image.h. Okay. So right now, what happens? I don't know. Okay, so he's mad that there's stdio in here. That makes a lot of sense. So let's try to like get this thing out of here. So can we do like wasm exe add? I think it's here. We have to be careful about like matching the includes here. Oh, but maybe you only need this on the implementation. Some of these things you probably do. So let's start there. stb image c. So we'll define stbi no studio. Try building again. Stdlib not found. Looks like we can't get away with no standard library. Interesting. If we just comment this out, let's just see how far that goes. This one maybe? I assume this will cause us problems, but yeah. Okay. Maybe this is not as simple as I would have liked. I assume that I can't just do this, right? Wasm exe link libc. I assume that that'll fall over, but maybe not. If they're only using header stuff, then maybe it's okay. Stdlib, yeah, not so lucky. So how, is this kind of just unconditional? This looks like, okay. I'm down to try just commenting this out again and see where it goes. String.h as well, yeah. So, unlucky. Okay, what do I want to do here? I could have sworn that this was like possible, but if it's not easy, then we're gonna have to try something else. I'm like almost certain this is possible, right? Because the vast majority of the stuff it needs should only be like headers, right? So we must be able to like tell it that that's okay. I just don't know how to do that right now. Because then you could also like implement when it's like I'm trying to link memcopy, we could just like write our own version of memcopy and that'd be fine. Wait, have we done this before? This sounds really familiar. I think we did this in Ball Machine. Did we? Find dot dash iname stb image. No. Okay. Maybe not then. Maybe not. So, okay, what we'll do for now is we'll cheat. We'll use the Canvas API to get the image, but we'll do the downsampling in Wasm, and then later, I'm gonna loop back to try to figure this part out, just because this isn't really like the interesting part necessarily, and I don't really just want to fight with build systems right now. But I do believe it's possible. I will make that clear. Okay. Are we back? All right. We're still back. So let's use Canvas API to decode an image. Get image data. I think it's possible. Get image data. Returns an image data object, which I assume that you can get a uint8 array out of. Yeah. And then you should just be able to like copy this thing with that. So can we do something like let's just do this. Canvas. Let's just paint a red blob on there. Like this. Yeah. So we'll be like in here. We'll do HTML canvas element. Boom. Document get element by ID, canvas. And we'll just kind of paint something red there and see what happens. Canvas, get context 2D rendering context, right? Something like this. And then it's like CTX fill rect from 0 to 0 to 800 by 800. And we just want to fill this thing with fill style, I think, like this. I think this will make it red, if I remember correctly. Yeah, hype. So we got a big red box. And we can hopefully feed this somehow. So they're claiming we can do this. Get image data mdn. What's the API here? Top left. Yup. Width and color space gives us sRGB. This returns image data, which we can look at. So can we do like image data dot data? And can we copy from? Like, how does that work? uint8 array copy JavaScript. Like mem copy. Like, am I fucking stupid for this is the same fucking page. So I want like copy into or something. Copy into uint8 array, copy into existing uint8 array. That must exist. I just don't know what the fucking method is. Copy. Dude, surely, right? Dude. I mean, copy within is close, probably. But this is in the same typed array. I want to go from, like, somewhere else. Is this really not fucking possible? Yes, but please don't call me Shirley. It's a classic. Set. Set. Okay. Let's look at that. uint8 array set mdn. Dude, what the fuck? Is this like, does it inherit from something? Maybe it's in here. Looks like it's sorted by name. Set. Aha! Here we go. Instances stores multiple values in the typed array, reading input from the specified. Yep, nice. That's exactly what I want. So we want to be able to do like we want to set the length of the stuff in WebAssembly land to image data length. Byte length, probably, right? Then I guess we can actually do it like this. Okay. And then instead of doing text encoding, we do like content buff set from image data. Right? Just fucking like rip that shit. Kind of down to see what happens. So we do get a bunch of garbage, but it might be interesting to see what that garbage looks like. Right? So we probably have like here, can we print out this thing as numbers? Okay, that's looking promising, right? FF00, FFFF00, FF. So this is RGBA, RGBA, probably, right? So if we change this to red and blue makes, or red and green makes yellow, we should be able to figure out byte order, right? So if we go from wherever the fuck we were filling this thing with red and change this to yellow, we should see the first two. Yeah, so we're seeing RGBA. RGBA. That's really big for us. I think Zig image lib is often used instead of STB image. No libc, as far as I know. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. A good fix. A good fix. But we'll start here since we've already done it. Okay. So let's do something with this. I don't know what yet. It would be nice to get like a more interesting image in here. So I think what you can do is you can like load image into canvas. You can like just draw image. Draw image like this. Sure. New. I think you like canvas, draw image from file input. There's like a way to do it this way where you just have like the data directly. I see. I see. Okay, so if we want to do something like create object URL to get a URL referencing a blob. Nice. Okay, so we do, if we want to like upload a picture, we want to upload a picture. We go like this. Input type equals file. ID is equal to like file upload or whatever. I think it's actually just like this. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. So in here, we should be able to do something like we have a HTML input element. File upload is whatever the fuck we called it, which was the exact same thing here. We can go like file upload. It's like on something. Input HTML input element on, probably on change, right? Probably. Stood debug or console log ev target file 0. Let's just see if that gives me kind of what I expect, which is some sort of content or something. Okay, so this gives me a file with name. Nice. And then how do I like convert that? He's saying I can just use URL create target. So he's saying like if I were to do something like inject an image element into the DOM here, just as like a quick test. He's saying that I can do like url.create object URL from this thing, right? And then that should like display if we do like document body append image, if I understand this correctly. And then let's find a test image that doesn't suck. What if I Google image picture? Save image. Perfect. As in downloads. And can we upload that thing now? If I refresh and I browse and I go to downloads and take that picture. Create element is not a function. That's true. You're not gonna do me like that. Okay, huge. So we know how to like extract the image data from here, kind of. This creates an object URL though, and we need to feed this into the canvas. So you set the image like this instead. You go like, this is a new image. And then we're gonna like fill or draw image with image, right? So he's saying I have to do this in a callback, which is fine. 800 maybe? What does ctext draw image take? Maybe where it's drawing? Maybe? Let's see what that does. Jack shit, huh? Drawing. He is not doing anything. So that doesn't do what I expected. Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? This feels reasonable, no? You need to reselect the file? That's a really good point. I did just not do that part. There we go. Okay. So he's in the canvas now. Hype. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, felt like I was losing my mind. Okay. So now we have a thing that we can feed into Wasm land. Okay. Cool. So what are we going to do? I guess try to do a resize. So I don't know. I haven't really thought about this part yet. I guess we're gonna like maybe call this like do resize. And this is probably gonna return I don't know if it's like trivial to get multiple return values out of here. It might make sense to do like get resize buff like this and get resize len. Right? And in here we have like resize buff, right? And we like calculate the size of this based off of that. Why is he mad here? Oh, just because we didn't return, sure. Okay. Right, so then we can kind of do the resize. And what we're going to do there is like, we're going to calculate the size of that thing based off the size of the content buffer, probably. So we have like pixel format is RGBA. We understand that. So I guess here we're gonna have like a desired width and height. And when we're gonna have like old width and old height probably, right? we actually can derive the height based off this, and we can probably derive the height based off only this, right? Yeah, I think so. You could also do like resize factor, right? You could do this. You could do this. But let's do this for now. Old width, new width. And so now we know that like old height, or maybe we'll say in and out. The in height is content buff len over in width over 4. Okay? Out height is out height is, or I guess it's like out len is content buff len over times out width over in width. I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Out height is out len over out width over 4. Yeah. Sure. Now what? We need to use these in some way, right? So I guess we like iterate the output pixels. Out height. And then we iterate the, the width as well. And if we were to just do like the stupid thing and sample, then we can just do like out, we have like out x out of out width. Hold on. I need to draw. My brain isn't getting there. So we are like in small picture, we're like here. And so in big picture, we need to be like here. So we have in width, out width. So we want like the ratio of distance that we are in here in this, right? So if we do like x over out width, that gives us a ratio, times in width gives us the position in space, and then we just need to like rearrange this so that we don't get fucked by integer math. So we just do the times first. Yeah. In x and then in y is the same here. Okay. Pipe. And then we need to do something with this, right? And if we're just like doing like the stupid thing and we're just like discarding all the pixels around, we're just like, we'll look at that exact pixel. Right? So like instead of doing something like intelligent, like trying to average this space that takes up the new pixel size and like put that here, we're just like, we'll just like pick the one in the middle, right? Whatever pixel happens to be right here, that's the one that we'll use. So we should be able to be like content buff. It's like a mem copy of 4 bytes. Aliasing about to go crazy? Yeah, for sure. We can maybe improve that later. Maybe. So what the fuck are we doing? It's like, is it easier to reinterpret this stuff as unit 32s? Probably, right? Almost certainly. How do I do this? Can I just do like a pointer cast? Bytes as slice, I guess is what I want. Resize buff pix is like this. And then, why didn't he like this? Oh. Can I specify alignment of this guy then? Can I force it? Alec with options. So LM, size, optional alignment, optional sentinel. So here, can we do 4 like this? Okay. Then can we do this is like align 4 like this? Does that kind of fix this? Yeah, now the resize buff is mad, which we can do the same thing here. Like this. Okay. Now he's just mad about unused local constants. Hype! Hype, 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 hype. So also, we have to actually make this thing. So this actually has to be like, you know, Wasm allocator free the resize buff. And then can we alloc this? Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, let's work in pixels units now. So no over 4s anymore. Okay. And we have resize buff is equal to an allocation of the right size. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Outland. Huge. Catch unreachable. Fuck it. What doesn't he like? Probably this would be Alec with options, because no. This can just be U32. This can just be U32. There's no reason for this to be a U8 buffer. Cool. Okay. So this needs to be like a pointer cast here. Okay, we're getting very close. So if we're just sampling now, it's just like resize buff at in y times in width plus in x. This is all out. Content buff pixels. Resize buff at out y times out width plus out x equals this. Yeah. Hype. That might work. That's like a non-zero chance that we would get something sane. Let's see what happens. So here in JavaScript land, I guess, we need to call the right functions, right? So it's now do resize. So we upload this data and we call do resize. Unreachable executed. Nice, that makes sense. So can we log at the very least on those unreachables and see what's mad? So print internal failed to alloc this many bytes. Not that one? Oh wait, I guess we have to build, huh? Where's the other unreachables? I guess it could be in like indexing. So can we do like a if false here just to like double check that we're not like fucking up something mega big there? Unreachable executed. Okay. It would be great to have a panic handler. Do resize needs parameters. True. Seems likely that's it, huh? So the input width is going to be 800, and the output width is going to be like 200. Let's do like a 4x down sample. Nice, good eye. So that's probably in division here. I would love to get a panic handler here though, just so that we can like see what the fuck is going on. So I think you can do like, is it like this? You know? Is there a panic handler in here? No. Zig set panic handler. There's like pub function panic. That sounds familiar. Zig panic handler. Is there a way? Okay, so panic invokes the panic handler function. By default, this calls the public panic function exposed in the root source file, or if there is not one specified, this thing. Hi. Okay. So we need to look at the built-in. I guess if we do like pub function panic, he's going to get mad at us probably about the signature, and we can just copy paste it. Yeah. So it's message error return trace. I guess we should just look at just look at the built-in panic function. Was it in stood built-in or built-in? Stood built-in. So we can just go there. Okay. Here. No. Dude, where is the fucking... Oh, here maybe? Message is this. RA is a U size. Okay, yeah. I see. I found it. It's message. A stack trace. Which is like this, I think. Yep. And then return address is a optional U size. And then so can we just do like this, and can we just do like a quick little print internal of the message at the very least? At the very least. So that if we call this thing, we go back to calling this thing incorrectly, can we at least see a little failure, you know? So it was like this. We should see like a divide by 0 or something. Expected this is a pointer. Error union is ignored. Does this thing return? No return, true. So here, if I type unreachable again here, I think it like recurses into our panic handler, which isn't good. But we'll see. Yeah, see, we're like recursing now, which is really bad. So we need to do like, I think it's Wasm. There's like some sort of like Wasm panic built in, I think, that we can call instead. They're like to just go straight to like the. I can't remember. There's something about that. Trap built in. That sounds right. This function inserts a platform-specific trap jam. Yeah. So this dodges the rest of the panic handler, I think. What books do I read to get to the same level as you? Oh, I don't really read. So, unfortunately, I can't really help you there. I just do things and then, like, draw off previous experience. That's kind of the way this usually goes. Division by 0, baby! Let's fucking go! Woo. And then you can probably be like, if stack trace. I think you can just like fucking log that shit, no? Empty string. How do I log these things? I feel like I've done this before. Format. Yeah, so he has a formatter, and then I guess, has, with stack trace, Maybe it's just like not available to us. Yeah, looks like we can't. We're not that fancy. Maybe there's a way to get it, but it's at the very least not trivial. Not trivial. Okay, so now we can go back to actually doing the resize and see if it actually works. Unreachable executed, division by 0, because we didn't actually fix. we do want to do this. Okay, so then maybe it worked. There's like a non-zero chance. Non-zero chance. It's hard to tell right now because we're just like logging like the big yellow shit. So I think what we want to do is we want to do this on the file upload. You know? Like I think it's like on load, we want to draw the image, then do all this shit. You know? And then maybe draw it back. So can we like kind of do this? Where does image data get used? Probably here, right? Probably. Then all of this can kind of go here after the Wasm object is initialized. So now we refresh and we upload our little picture. So that's in here now. And then what would be nice is if we could like print the resize stuff into like a second canvas. Right? So if we were to go like, or maybe we just punch it in the same canvas. Fuck it. You know? So let's like get the new buffer. So we'll say that we get like resize len is image wasm object instance exports whatever the fuck we called our thing, which I don't remember. Wasm test. It was get resize buff and get resize len. So we have resize pointer. And we should be able to like look at this stuff by doing like something like this. Resize pointer, resize len. And can we just like look at this thing? Like what the fuck is in here? Hello? Resize pointer? I spelled that wrong. So we upload our file and we do see, what we should see is like a picture in the top left, kind of followed by like a fuck ton of yellow. So if we go into like the kind of like end segment, we do see some yellow down here. Yellow, 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 yellow. That's good. What do we expect the length to be? We expect the length to be 200 by 200 times 4, right? 200 by 2, no. Because the aspect ratio of this thing is not 1:1. So it's like, what is like the dimensions of, oh no, this is one. This is 800 by 800 pixel buffer that we're sending in. So it's, yeah, 200 times, hello, 200 times 200 times 4. We're looking for 160,000, which we do see here. That's really good. That's really promising. So can we convert this thing back into an image? Like, can I do like, yeah, let's just draw it on top. So we'll do draw image. So I guess we need like new, can we do like a JavaScript draw pixel buffer canvas or something? Is that like a thing we could do? Write an array buffer to a canvas. That's what I want. Image data from this. So we want from resize buff 200 200. Resized is this, and then we can do ctx draw image resized at like, let's draw it in the bottom right. Okay, so we load this guy. Argument 1 does not implement interface uint8 clamped array. Oh, so do we have to do, like, can I make a clamped array from a uint8 array? Can I just, like, do this instead? Does that do the same fucking thing? Argument 1 could not be converted to any of these from test.js 53. What the fuck? This guy's a liar. Oh, put image data. I just didn't read. I can't read. It's a hard life out here. I always say reading is for fucking nerds. Okay. That's close. That's really close. So I think that what we've seen here is that we just didn't resize height correctly. That seems likely, right? So it looks like we've kind of clamped the width down, but not the height. So let's look at that. Resize buff out y times in y is out y times in height over out height. So it must be that our out height is just wrong here. No? Out len over out. Is this over 4? Content buff pixels. Print internal. Output size is going to be this by this. Like, what the fuck are we doing wrong here? Out width, out height. Should be out y times out height? No, because we're going like, we have like n rows of stuff, right? So if you're going like, if you're trying to like index into this pixel buffer that's going like this, it's like your offset is like this many rows of width, right? So that doesn't feel like it. It feels like the units are all right here. I'm more interested to see, yeah, maybe we fucked up. On oh. Okay. 200 by 800. Yeah, we're just fucking idiots. Why is this wrong? Why is this wrong? Outlen is... What the fuck? Dude, am I mental? Out length? Hold on. Hold on. I'm sure it's like really obvious, but I'm not seeing it. So our out length is 200 by 200 by 4. Oh, wait, but this is the wrong unit. This is in this is in pixels, not bytes. So how the fuck did we manage to fuck that up? I'm lost. Outlet is only calculated using width modifier, no? Well, we have like the total length of the input buffer times the ratio, the resize ratio, right? This resize ratio is supposed to be applied in both width and height. But I mean, we could just do like width over in width, right? Like this is kind of what we're trying to do here. And then maybe we do this instead. We do like out width times out height. Right? That's like maybe more correct. And then here we need to make sure that we do like over 4 here for the resize length. Okay, let's see if that kind of does more what I expect. Output size 200 by 200, which is 40,000 pixels. And then index or size is negative or greater than the allowed amount at test.js 52. Test.js 52. So that's here. So we log the resize buffer here, which is only 10,000 bytes. Probably because here it was supposed to be times 4, not over 4. Right? Because we're going from uint32 to uint8. Oopsies, wrong file. Okay, that looks promising. that looks like we kind of have like a small version in the bottom right. That I'm pretty sure that's right. Pretty sure. That's kind of cool. So we have pixel data here, and now the last piece is trying to do the like file conversion from within Wasm land instead of relying on the canvas to do it. Ideally, we completely ditch the canvas. Boo canvas. Let's get that shit out of here. So, one option. So, two-step suggested zig image. Usually I'm a little hesitant to just pull in libraries, but fuck it, you know? I'm down. So I assume we do, how do you build zigs on again? Build zig on. I guess I kind of just want this. I guess we can kind of just like touch build zigs on and see where it gets angry. Nowhere. Oh, we already have one. That's why. Okay, dependencies. Oh, we already have one. We've been here before. Right. So can we look at zig image? We did write a PNG decoder by hand ourselves at one time, but I'm not willing to go through the work of like making sure it's correct. Dependencies? Oh yeah, there is just like a zig thing to do that, is there not, huh? So you're saying I can do like copy here. You're saying I can do zig fetch save get plus this or something. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool indeed. Okay. So here, if we're like, B dependency, zig image. Okay. And then like, what the fuck does this thing export? We have a module zig image. Zig image is this, and then we say like wasm ac add module, root module add import. Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna do some shit. Dependency, we need options here. Probably just like, I don't give a fuck. We might, like, it might be correct to propagate, target, and optimize. But he seems to have it for now. Wasm test. So can we do like zig image is equal to import zig image? That'd be kind of cool. Looks like it. And how the fuck do I use this thing? Image. Surely. Init with an allocator from file from memory. Right, like this. Like this. And then we have like from raw pixels as well, but we can probably just do from memory. Does this thing, are they gonna cheat? Do they have resize in here for me? I hope not. Looks like no. Cool. Wow, they got all sorts of stuff in here. Okay, cool. Let's go back over here, wherever our like Wasm test is, and can we do like zig image from memory with stood keep Wasm allocator and content buff. And then we should be able to be like, this probably can fail. Right? And let's just kind of go here. I'm hoping like, what is like the pixel format here? Ugh. can we like ask him for a specific pixel format? Let's see. Read image. So this gives me like a format interface. Oh, that's fancy. Fancy. So he goes all for each interface function. Wow, that's cool. That's some shit, dude. Okay. Let's see if they have some form of like. It feels like pixel format converter. Here we go. So we can convert this to some desired pixel format. Okay. So this is in pixel format converter. Right? So we should be able to be like zig image pixel format converter convert from image pixels. This guy wants a pointer to pixel storage. This guy is not a function. I see. So we can kind of go like this into like RGBA32. Right? Nice. Maybe not unreachable because it might just fail to decode. Yeah, true. But I mean, the crash will just the unreachable is kind of like an exception, which is kind of funny, right? Because like it'll just bubble up to like the Wasm boundary. Quick question: to use the Wasm in HTML? If yes, how do you pass the image to Wasm side? Is it like a big U8 clone of the JS buffer, or your pointer and placing some? We have memory in Zig Wasm allocated memory exported by Zig. And so we have a function here that says, please create a buffer of this size, and then we will copy in from JavaScript whatever we need. You do your stuff, and then we copy out. I think there's a way to like load data directly into the Wasm buffer, but it's fine. Right? I think that I've done this before where like you do like 4K chunk fetches of like whatever resource you're fetching, and then like inject that directly into like the Wasm land or whatever. But this is probably fun for now. Can we? So if we have this thing now, what does this return? Pixel storage. And if we pixel storage, we can just take out the RGBA32 here. And probably just do like a pointer cast on this thing to get the same thing we were doing before. So we should be able to be like image 32 catch unreachable RGBA 32. Can we do like pointer cast? I don't know like how much he'll like this, but we'll see. We will see. Okay. Increases pointer alignment. Align cast. Fuck it. Okay. So this thing's pissed that we are trying to compile Zig image, and he's trying to use some POSIX shit. That's like a pretty reasonable expectation of this guy, right? So we would need to like fork this guy. Or something. So this is kind of happening in formats SGI, right? So we're seeing seek at 153. So he's like doing some sort of like seek from stream. Yeah. Um. Okay. So he does have this. So what's... Wait, why is this freaking out then? So he thinks that we're going into like POSIX mode here for some reason. At SGI Zig 153. Oh, target. I probably need to pass the target along, no? No, because it's like a module. It looks like it is supposed to handle this. Oh, this is a stream source in the Zig standard library. Yeah, which should be fine, no? This is Zig. Which makes me think that the target isn't being set correctly, but it has to be. Maybe I fucked up Wasm 32 freestanding in my build Zig? It does say freestanding here, so I don't really see how it could be wrong. But it does seem to think it's using the POSIX version, right? It says here. Oh. Oh, wait, there's also this. Oh, these are two different things. Oh, these are two different things. Hold on. So this is... He's trying to do system right on standard error. Unsupported operating system freestanding on thread. Yeah, okay. So it's not that easy. It's unfortunately not that easy. So I think that I'm more likely to find success at this point trying to get STB image to compile correctly, and I just think that's like not a very interesting thing to be doing at the very least in the YouTube segment. So I might take a run at that after this. But for now, I think I'm happy to kind of call this segment of the stream here. So what do, like, you know, we did like the world's most naive resize in WebAssembly land. So what do? We have like our Wasm test. This guy has some functions to like manage memory from JavaScript land to say, hey, here's a content buffer. Let me know when you've got some stuff in there, and we'll do a resize from this width to that width. All we do here is like the world's simplest resize. We just sample the existing buffer and then copy paste it down. And then we say, okay, here's like the stuff that we, here's the stuff that we resized. And then in JavaScript land, we just instantiate the WebAssembly module. We use the canvas to turn image data into pixel data, ask for a resize, and then render it back to the canvas. Seems like it was working. Pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, I think we call it there. Twitch, stick around. I think we're gonna keep going on some other stuff. But YouTube, if you like what we saw, we stream most days 12:30 o'clock Pacific time to 4:30 Pacific time. It is I guess the live people, it's 2:15 now. So 2 hours ago to 2 hours from now is approximately when we're live. If you want to keep up with the projects we're working on, swing by, catch us, swing by if you're around on Twitch. But also, you know, some segment of the stuff ends up on this YouTube channel. Some segments don't, right? Because basically we're like at the whims of the algorithm, and so the stuff that goes on this channel is stuff that we hope is clickable, right? But we do a lot of streaming here that's not necessarily in that category, and so that stuff gets posted on Patreon or under YouTube members or in Twitch VODs, where you pay in the appropriate places to get access to that stuff. You know, we do that because it's an excuse to give something to people who want to support the stream. The stream will die when I run out of money, and so it's like a way for, you know, to slow that death. So if you want the stream to continue, please consider supporting in those places, but if not, no sweat. I think that's it. YouTube, peace out, and Twitch, let's pivot.